Ever wondered how some of the iconic figures went from being household names to almost unrecognizable today? Curious to see who made the list and what led to their fall from grace? Stick around as we count down the top 10 most famous people you won't recognize today, then and now. Trust us, these celeb stories are jaw-dropping. Margo K. At one point, Margo K was one of Hollywood's most dazzling actresses, best known for playing the fierce and unforgettable Lois Lane in the Superman films. Like many stars, her meteoric rise to stardom came fast, but her time in the limelight was clouded by personal struggles even Superman couldn't save her from. With standout roles in Black Christmas and the Amityville Horror, her career seemed unstoppable. Yet behind the scenes, K battled bipolar disorder, which slowly began unraveling her life. By the mid-90s, her mental health spiraled, and in 1996, she disappeared for days, eventually found disoriented and homeless, leading to a media frenzy. As you would expect, Hollywood buzzed. But before we could get an answer, financial ruin soon followed, and K became almost unrecognizable. Though she made small comebacks, like her guest role in Smallville, her legacy became more about her struggles than her successes. Tragically, in 2018, K passed away at 69. Her death was ruled a suicide by overdose. Her once brilliant story ended in heartbreak, leaving fans to wonder, how did Lois Lane's journey take such a dark turn? Gary Coleman. If you don't know who he is, then you're in for a treat. Gary Coleman, the pint-sized star, was the child actor who charmed audiences as Arnold Jackson in Different Strokes and, at a time, was once one of TV's most beloved faces. With his iconic catchphrase, "What you talking about, Willis?" Coleman became a household name in the 70s and 80s. But behind the laughter, his life was far from the feel-good sitcoms he starred in. Sadly, despite his early fame, Coleman's adulthood was plagued by financial mismanagement, leading him to file for bankruptcy in 1999. To make things worse, it was his own parents who played a significant role in his downfall. Talk about a plot twist. During the Different Strokes fame, Coleman earned millions, but his parents and manager mismanaged his fortune. It was so bad that in 1989, Gary sued them for embezzling his earnings, accusing them of draining his trust fund. He won a settlement of nearly $1.3 million, but by then, most of his wealth was gone. His parents' betrayal left him financially ruined, and sadly, that isn't even the worst part. His health took a toll, as a lifelong battle with kidney disease left him frail. His struggles became public fodder, with Coleman making headlines for his legal troubles, including a shocking 2007 incident where he hit a fan with his truck during an argument. Sadly, Gary's life ended tragically in 2010 when he passed away at just 42 after a fall. This once bright star, dimmed by scandal, financial woes, and health problems, left fans asking, how could a lovable Arnold fall so far? MC Hammer. Alright, this story is a roller coaster. MC Hammer, remember him? In the early 1990s, he was everywhere. With his flashy parachute pants, sick dance moves, and his infectious hit, You Can't Touch This, Hammer skyrocketed to superstardom, becoming one of the biggest names in rap. But his meteoric rise was as fast as his fall. Behind the glitz, Hammer's spending habits were out of control. Mansions, luxury cars, an entourage of 200 people. It was a financial disaster just waiting to happen. By 1996, Hammer filed for bankruptcy, claiming debts of over $13 million. The flashy lifestyle that made him a star had dragged him into financial ruin. Rumors began swirling about how he lost it all. The once unstoppable Hammer was now a cautionary tale. Though he's made several comebacks, his legacy is tied to that infamous fall. Today, Hammer still performs and dabbles in tech investments, but fans will always remember him as the man who flew too close to the sun and got burned. Before we go on to the next person, how about you consider smashing that like and subscribe button to stay up to date on all the best celebrity news and rumors. Are you done? Great. Let's continue then. Dennis Rodman. In more than one way, Dennis Rodman was quite literally basketball's ultimate bad boy. From his debut, the star stormed into the spotlight with jaw-dropping skills and a flair for the dramatic, winning 5 NBA titles with the Chicago Bulls. But beside his skills, Rodman was as famous for his neon hair and wild outfits as he was for his rebounding prowess. Remember that wedding dress? Classic Rodman. But here's where the drama kicks in, because behind the glitz and glam, Rodman's life was spiraling. Bad investments, legal woes, and alcohol abuse had him treading on the edge. And like a bad movie, the plot thickened when Michelle Moyer, a woman Rodman trusted, pulled off a staggering scam. She not only scammed him, she drained his finances, and at times that made his already dire situation truly worse. It had gotten so bad, he got into debt of over $800,000 for his inability to pay child support. Today, Rodman is seen doing crazy things like being friends with North Korea's Kim Jong-un. Only this time, Rodman tries to stay relevant with sporadic appearances and oddball ventures. His story reads like a scandalous thriller. I mean, what do you think? How did the rebounding king's life turn into such a wild roller coaster? And Kim Jong-un? Really, Dennis? Really? TPain. You quite literally can't be forgiven if you don't remember him. He was the auto-tune king who ruled the airwaves with chart toppers like Buy You a Drink and Bartender. At the time, his sound was everywhere, and his swagger was simply unmatched. With his top hats and blinged out style, TPain was at the height of his game, making every track a party anthem. But hold on to your seats, because this ride took a serious nosedive. Amidst the glittering success, TPain would face a storm of financial trouble. Soon enough, rumors swirled as fans blamed his predicaments on lavish spending habits and failed investments. And when we finally thought TPain was in for a comeback, his life was hit with a new wave of pain as the plot thickened with a dramatic twist. It turns out, the man who sang about buying you a drink was in a high-profile legal battle over a massive tax debt that left him reeling. The once invincible star was suddenly scrambling to salvage his finances, which took a page from his songs and went really low. And just when you thought it couldn't get wilder, TPain's public persona took a hit with embarrassing viral moments and a faltering music career. Nowadays, he's trying to claw his way back into spotlight, performing and releasing new music, but the question lingers: how did the auto-tune superstar's dazzling career get so off track? What do you think? Fantasia. Unlike TPain, you will be forgiven if you don't remember her. Let's jog your memory. Fantasia burst into the spotlight as the powerhouse winner of American Idol in 2004, wowing audiences with her raw talent and emotional performances. With hits like I Believe and When I See You, she was a rising star, and her voice resonated with soul and grit. But her story, like TPain, took a dramatic turn. Behind the glitz and glamour, Fantasia faced a rollercoaster of personal and financial turmoil. Perhaps one of the most public was her tumultuous relationship with a married man that led to a scandalous affair that captured tabloid headlines. Add to that a series of legal and financial troubles, including bankruptcy filings and a highly publicized lawsuit with a former manager, and you have the perfect recipe for disaster. Despite the setbacks, Fantasia's fiery spirit remains unbroken. She's back with new music and continues to perform, but her career will always be marked by those dramatic lows. From America's Idol to a forgotten relic of the past, Fantasia's story really shocked fans as they watched her try and fight for the fame she had just amassed. Lil Kim. AKA the Queen Bee, Lil Kim exploded onto the scene in the late 90s with her fierce rhymes and provocative style, smashing hits like Crush on You and No Time. Her confidence and dazzling outfits made her a hip-hop icon, setting trends and breaking barriers with every album. Many even called her the Queen of Rap. But sadly, even though she was amazing, her rise was marred by drama. Lil Kim's life took a wild turn with a high-profile legal battle. In 2005, she was convicted of perjury and conspiracy for lying to a grand jury about a shooting at a radio station. The scandal, as you can guess, led to a year in prison, derailing her career just as she was hitting her stride. As if that wasn't enough, her financial woes would begin to pile up. Reports of extravagant spending on luxurious homes and bling went head-to-head with mounting debt, creating a media frenzy. Despite her attempts to bounce back with new music and reality TV stints, the tarnished image stuck. Today, Lil Kim is still performing and making headlines, but her story is forever entwined with those tumultuous years. The queen lost her crown, and so many people forgot who she was. Kim Basinger. Stealing hearts in the 80s and 90s with her unforgettable roles in films like 9.5 Weeks and LA Confidential, Kim was the definition of Hollywood glam. With her striking beauty and undeniable talent, Basinger seemed destined for a luminous career. But her star-studded life hit some serious turbulence. As she rose to the top in the mid-90s, Kim became embroiled in a messy legal battle with producer John Peters over their doomed film, The Door on the Floor. The lawsuit, which centered around a contract dispute, ended with Basinger paying a hefty $8.1 million settlement. Sadly, the drama did not stop there. Basinger's financial woes actually intensified as she faced bankruptcy in 1993, largely due to poor investments and the fallout from her legal battles. She also struggled with publicized personal issues, including a highly scrutinized custody battle over her daughter with Alec Baldwin. Despite her attempts to make a comeback with various film roles and appearances, Kim Basinger's career was forever marked by these high-profile scandals. Today, while she still graces the screen on occasion, fans are left wondering, how did the silver screen siren's glittering career get so entangled in controversy? But if you think that was a weird ride, then stay tuned for the next person. Toni Braxton. The sultry voice behind the generational hits like Unbreak My Heart and Breathe Again, Braxton captivated the world in the 1990s with her powerful ballads and commanding presence. Braxton wasn't just a singer, she was a multi-platinum sensation, dominating the charts and earning a slew of rewards. But sadly, her dazzling career would face dramatic setbacks. Behind the scenes, Braxton struggled with financial issues that would shock fans. Despite her insane success, she filed for bankruptcy not once, but twice, first in 1998 and then again in 2010. Her financial troubles were partly due to a mix of lavish spending and legal battles with record labels over unpaid royalties. Somehow, the drama didn't end there. In 2018, Braxton's career took another hit when she was diagnosed with a serious health condition, lupus, which led to a publicized struggle with her health and further financial strain. Today, Toni Braxton is back in the spotlight with new music and performances like her successful reality series Braxton Family Values. But her journey is forever colored by those turbulent years as fans ask her to unbreak their hearts. Bert Reynolds. Known as the legend who turned every role into gold. In the late 70s and early 80s, Bert was the ultimate box office draw, oozing charisma in Smokey and the Bandit and Deliverance. His charm and signature mustache made him king of cool, making every suit look like $1 million. But the glitz would begin to crumble. As the 90s rolled in, Reynolds' star would dim. A costly divorce from Lonnie Anderson and a string of bad investments would hit him really hard, leading to his bankruptcy filing in 1996. Just when it seemed like the end, he roared back with Boogie Nights in 1997, earning a Golden Globe and an Oscar nod. But the comeback would not shield him from his financial woes, and by 2014, Bert was auctioning off his legendary items, the canoe from Deliverance, the Trans Am from Smokey and the Bandit, and even his 1998 Golden Globe. His Florida estate would also face foreclosure, but a savvy neighbor bought it and let Reynolds stay at a bargain. Even in his final years, Bert Reynolds' life was a wild ride of ups and downs, and sadly, he would pass away on September 6th of 2018. And there you have it, folks, the top 10 most famous faces you might not recognize today, each with their own epic rise and dramatic fall. From Hollywood legends to music icons, these stars once shone brightly, but now linger in the shadows of their former glory. Their stories are a whirlwind of dazzling highs and gut-wrenching lows, proving that fame is a fickle friend. These once untouchable stars have faced scandals, financial meltdowns, and personal battles that turned their glamorous lives upside down. So what do you think? Which star's fall from grace shocked you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this dive into celebrity history, hit that like button and subscribe for more juicy updates and unforgettable tales from the world of fame. Until next time, stay tuned, stay curious, and remember, behind every spotlight, there's a story waiting to be told. See you in the next video.